Putin's invasion of Russia. A bit of alt history. Antonio Gill for Radio Histories. Biden dixit. Putin invaded Russia. Of course, we know that he does not distinguish between Russia and Ukraine, and it is not new. Even before his fuses started to fuse one by one, he wouldn't be able to distinguish between Russia, Ukraine, or even the fictitious Kingdom of Vailatú that one day of inspiration I decided to create. That since I like paradox and absurdity, I can imagine how Putin managed to invade and conquer Russia. Well, in short, it happened like this. As you all know, he was a KGB colonel operating in East Berlin. Many have heard about it and think they have it all figured out. Oh well, a soulless spy. A snort accusing East Germans of collaborating with the West. In fact, nothing could be further from reality. Putin's mission was to seduce young Germans to the socialist cause, the Soviet version. In other words, he was more of a propaganda specialist than a spy, and the KGB, of course, had its public relations section, a cute name for propagandistic war machine. So he was the infiltrator, not the infiltrator. It was up to him to walk through the underground world of the former GDR, keep an eye out for young Germans who, either because of their talents or their popularity or even because they were just susceptible to being remote-controlled, could be recruited for a certain cause that, for him, was the right cause too. This is less romantic than what Mata Hari or Carla did, but well, that's what he did. With the collapse of the Berlin Wall, Putin set out for safer landscapes and greener pastures. The accepted historiography in the West says that he sided with a Russian oligarch, who had enriched himself during the time of the savage privatizations carried out in an already dying USSR, and thanks to that, he became mayor of the municipality of St. Petersburg, his base for assault the central power. But, hey, this is a story very similar to the journey of any leader, Eastern or Western, isn't it? Demons are not made like that. This modus operandi is for venal corrupt politicians. Do not confuse them with Satan in flesh, bone, tail and horns. Not for the seventh reincarnation of Hitler or whatever they call it. So I suggest the alternative story. He went into the Kremlin one day to talk to Yeltsin. The conversation lasted a short time. 1 minute later the president of the Russian Federation fell, biting the ground. No, Putin did not give him any judo blows. Yeltsin fell because he fell into an alcoholic coma. But when he called Yeltsin's servants, ringing the bell, he was right on top of Yeltsin, loosening his tie and taking off his shoes. Cynics say that's what you should do, to ease the blood circulation of the person you've screwed up. But of course, Putin's purpose was different. He immediately put on his shoes too and said, "I defeated him in fair combat. I have just put on the shoes of power, so from now on I will be your czar." That said, he handled Yeltsin's tie as if it were a whip, slashing the air. All of Yeltsin's service ran out of blood. Only one servant, the one serving drinks to Yeltsin, dared to sketch any disagreement. "So what if we don't accept you as our czar? What will happen?" Putin smiled, took off his suit revealing the judo kimono underneath. "I'll give you a bad ushimata." Note: ushimata here is not what they think but the name of a judo move that consists of what you can see below. If done well, it only hits the inner side of the thigh, next to the hip. If done poorly, it can reach the strict geometric center between the thigh joint. Yes, that place on which it depends to be able to take advantage of the family allowance. This is for anyone who is male and has not been neutered. Putin's invasion of Russia. A bit of alt history. Antonio Gill for Radio Histories.